The reason that I'm talking to you is to give make it a little bit clearer for you to understand the distress that that people can go through coming into this environment. Well, when I first got my place here, I couldn't believe it, because I was expelled at 14 and always dreamt about coming to university, but I never thought that it would ever happen. But as I was travelling through mental health services, I became more and more interested, and when I got the opportunity to apply for a place at university, I took it, and I was very surprised that I actually got a place here. What I should tell you is that part of my disorder is agoraphobia and social phobia, which I'm sure you'll understand is a great drawback to people who want to move forward. But I had to overcome these, you know, to be able to study. And I remember it clearly. I mean, I have transport now, but in the early days I remember that I had to catch a bus and 2 trains and then walk 1,000 miles from the railway station, the university station, to the Muirhead Tower. And believe me, it was 1,000 miles to me. Other feelings that I was going through as well were that I shouldn't be here. There must be a mistake. This self-doubt was always with me, and maybe it's still there a little bit today. But actually, when it came to attending classes and taking part in the teaching and learning here, and when times began to get hard for me, I just couldn't ask for help, and I couldn't approach anyone, because I always felt that they would be too busy, or, you know, they have enough to do without trying to sort me out, and if they had to spend extra time on me, that would be marked against me. And I know, I mean, I've worked and lived in the mental health system for a long time, and I know that for a lot of us who have problems, it's extremely difficult for us to ask help when we need it. And in fact, it's a very bad habit of mine that it's only when I'm in total crisis that I actually ask for help. I was quite proud of myself that I actually made it here, but as time sort of went on, the travelling was definitely getting to me, and it came to the stage where every time that I would arrive in the classroom after the bus and train journeys and the walking, I was drained by the time I got into the classroom. But I was learning to find out ways to cope with this. I would always try and get here early, where I would pick my seat at the back of the class, and I have to say that if I was a little bit late and I couldn't get my nominated seat at the back of the class, then that was my day ruined. I had to rethink it again. I spent a lot of my time, and this is the truth, I spent a lot of my time studying. I spent a lot of time when I should have been in the classroom, I spent in the toilet. Which I think I annoyed a lot of people there as well, because in those days I was a very heavy smoker. And there was a constant smell of tobacco on the 8th floor of the Muirhead Tower at that time, but that's how it was. It was the only way, it was the only safe place quiet place that I knew that I could escape to. You know, maybe if I'd had a centre like this, you know, things would have been different, but we didn't. I gradually could feel myself becoming unwell, but really didn't know where to take it. And if I took it to my doctor or anybody like that, the first thing they would say to me is to well, give it up. You know, if that's stressing you out, just give it up. You know, and I did take a year out, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I think the major difference was, for me, I think the major positive one was after the 4 years when I got through, when I got my postgraduate certificate. You know, that proved to me that I could actually do it. And so, go on, let's go on to the next stage. And I started asking for help. This was a time when I was in crisis. You know, that I asked for help because I really thought I'm going to lose my place here. You know, they can't support me forever doing this. Surely they're thinking that I'm, you know, not good enough for this. But I didn't know the response until I actually approached somebody, and I suddenly started using my supervision, where I'd never thought about using it during the 4 years because they're too busy. There's another part of my disorder, you know, which is an ongoing thing, is that I go through depersonalisation. And for people who don't know what that is, it's similar to an out-of-body experience. It's when you're standing to one side and actually observing what's going on and you're not part of it. And the graduation day was like that. It was just unbelievable. And my daughter there was so proud, and the friends that I'd made through the years here at the university, it was amazing how many people were there. It was just marvellous, and I still can't believe it, and I really wish I could go through the day again but not be so anxious about it, because I'm sure I could enjoy it this time, but whereas I was just really stressed out on that day. There's a lot of things I know now, and this is through working at this centre, and that is, I mean, I never knew there was a counselling service. I was totally unaware of that until this year, but maybe if I'd heard about it then, you know, that might have helped. And for me to see the way that this centre runs now, and the way in which students can access it and use it for their own means, you know, as a chill out place even, it's wonderful. And maybe it's just be aware of what's on offer to you. I embarked on a 3-year course, a 3-year part-time course, and it took me 4 years to get through my first year of study here. That was because of the reasons I've just told you about, and also there was 2 hospital admissions during that time. And I had to take a year out at one point. But now that I've got through it, I'm just so glad that I did stick at it. And hopefully this message will come across to other students who find it difficult, that it is possible to complete your study, you know, if the right support is around you.